We've now been communicating every day since, and he's been going out of his way to make plans, and he's been the perfect gentleman. I want to share an inspirational story with one of my clients. I started meeting with her back in May 2025. When she first came to me, she was explaining that she had been in what she called a situationship with her mirror soul. Now, 9 months later, she just shared the email with her success story to inspire you not to give up. She's now in a committed relationship with her mirror soul, her twin flame. One of my other clients actually told me that she heard a law of assumption coach refer to deep soul connections as your fantasy bond that you made up in your head. I don't know who that content creator was, but all I know is that's totally that content creator's reality. So if when you hear other coaches refer to deep soul connections as fantasy just created in your mind, and if that bothers you, then the because it's resonating with you, there might be something deep down inside that you don't believe yourself that it's a deep soul connection. So that's just for you to go within and figure out why you got triggered by that. You can go to the Deep Soul Connections playlist if you're new to the channel, and there's a lot of videos that give you practical instructional advice. Okay. And just really listen and apply because it will, it the the desire is already fulfilled. You're not having to change or control anyone in your life. You only need to change self. You only need to transform your own belief system. The same way that my client here did, and now she's in what she calls a rainfall season. So anyway, before I read this, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow, and I really do appreciate you for that. And if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your specific person, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Then go to the website coreunion.com. You can either book a single session or a package. And then my scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session. A package simply means that you buy more than one and you get a discount. That's all. All right. So now let me read this email to inspire you. Hello, Kim. I hope this message finds you well. I just wanted to give you several updates as my 3D is now reflecting my beliefs in the wildest, most abundant ways, and it's only getting better and better. I would like to call this my rainfall season. The blessings are coming down so quickly and in so much overflow that I don't even have enough cups to catch it all. I'm saving the very best part for last, so I hope this message isn't too long. In the past 2.5 to 3 weeks, I've managed to manifest clients in real estate, plus a promotion in my 9 to 5, plus an ambassadorship with a furniture store company who's a mass retailer in home decor and furniture. They have them throughout sprinkled throughout the country. I'm leaving some things private. This is despite my very small following on social media. I've also managed to manifest design clients and contract several other large brand deals. And the very best part is every single opportunity I've created for myself is an ecosystem that feeds into each other. And as I mentioned, I realized I manifested last year the six-figure income. So I'm on track now to make multiple six figures by this summer. But here's what I know where people get the most excited. After 2.5 months, my twin flame and I not only in contact, but we are in a committed relationship. So 2.5 months ago, so she had gone through some wavering and she went through some hot and cold, and she did end up seeing something in the 3D that triggered her. And at that time, she felt that she couldn't handle remaining in the 3D dynamic. So that would have been 2.5 months ago. So she had to pull herself back because she had to go within and work this stuff out with. She mentions it a little bit in this email. Okay. So there was a 2.5 month basically preparation stage where she had to get back in alignment with her soul, back in her power, stable, grounded, and balanced again. I want to share my evidence of thought transmission. Something told me to write him a letter in the middle of the night about 3 weeks ago. I didn't want to do it for my ego, from my ego, and I was very confused as to why I would be woken up to write this letter. God is funny. So I prayed and I asked God to give me the wording. I can't even really remember what I said, but it wasn't super sappy, just that he was perfectly made in God's image. I want to remind you our last separation, the last time came because evidence of addiction, and I couldn't handle it at that time, and I cut him off. I didn't make it super long or drawn out. I didn't end it with, I love you. I just ended it with wishing you all the best and a nickname that only I call him. I adjusted to him and I left my new address off. Quite honestly, I was very confused about why I wrote the letter the way that I did, but I didn't question it. And I did move forward with the instructions that I had been given by the divine. I wrote this letter when where I was living was experiencing an ice storm. Once the ice started melting, I found a mailbox to drop it off in. You should have seen me as I was skating across the parking lot because it was closed. I'm sure it was a sight for anybody that may have seen me, but I felt very light, airy, and giggly, and I just overall felt happy to drop the letter in the mail. Fast forward to last Friday. As all of my other manifestations have been unfolding, I've been flying high, taking care of myself, making sure that I prioritize the things that I need to do and give myself grace to rest when necessary. All of a sudden, at about 7:30, I started to have a dull, achy feeling of anxiety. It wasn't panicked anxiety, but there was this longing and yearning. I couldn't place it because I've been in a great mood all day. I cleaned up a little bit, finding distractions, did a little self care. Nothing helped. So I thought maybe this is somebody else. I called my close family friends and checked on them, and everybody was in a great mood. So I decided to just call it a night because I had to make a 4-hour drive in the morning anyway. This was about 8:30 at night. And as I was walking to my bed, I had a sudden quick vision of the letter that I wrote in the pink envelope with the name and address to him. It took me back, and I continued to head to bed. I felt a small rush of emotions flood in and decided to do a little forgiveness prayer the way that I do. And I said, I've already forgiven you. It's time that you forgive yourself. I love you. It was 8:36 the last time that I looked at the clock, and I remember this because I was making sure to set my alarm to get up early the following morning. When I woke up this morning, I had a text from him. That morning, I had a text from him. I love you, and I thank you for loving me back. We've now been communicating every day since, and he's been going out of his way to make plans, and he's been the perfect gentleman. My schedule is already occupied for these next couple of days, and he kept naming days until I could be available to him. Now, here's where my proof of thought transmission comes in. When I spoke with him this past Sunday, he was going to check his mail about 7:30 p.m. And why this is important is because my person, just like myself, is autistic. And we both are very structured in our schedules and rarely deviate with them. So I totally relate to this like a million percent. Checking the mail at 7:30 p.m. every night has been his routine for Lord knows how long, and this explains the heavy feeling that I got on Friday. This is when he got my letter. So she realized on Sunday, thinking back, because he was checking his mail, she realized, oh, that makes sense now because a couple days previous to that, on that Friday, I felt this sinking feeling around 7:30, and she just hadn't realized at that moment that that was the moment he checked his mail. So there's so much that I could add to this. I had been asking God to reveal to me where I wasn't being made in the image of God. I've been using the term avoidant with my person, and God, being the loving God that He is, gently reminded me that this is not who He is. And I gently reminded you of that too. You see, my little boy is also autistic. And just like my person, when he's overwhelmed, he immediately shuts down. God reminded me that when my son shuts down, I don't assume that he loves me any less or that he doesn't want to be with me. I just give him the space that he needs to process and I let him come out of it when he's ready. Why was my person any different? The answer was he is not. He's never been. He just processes feelings different than I do, and that is okay. Anyway, I hope this letter, oh my God, I hope this letter made sense as I'm using voice to text on a very long canoe while I'm sitting in traffic. I don't know what that meant. That must have been, I attached the text that I woke up to. Thank you so much for everything, and I can't wait to invite you to the wedding. And I can't wait to be invited to the wedding either. So, for all of you watching this, this is a good example of letting go of the past abandonment wounds, letting go of the idea of, avoidance, narcissists, all of that stuff, trusting the love that you feel in your heart and soul and getting in alignment with this and not questioning if this is your true love or not, just literally trusting in your heart and soul, loving yourself, prioritizing yourself, and having that level of knowing that when things are changing and shifting within you, it's changing and shifting within them. So it's like soul, it's like you're communicating soul to soul. But if you guys find yourself doing this from an ego way and you're communicating in arguments and fights and middling, that's not actual communication from your soul. That's more communication from your story and your ego. So you do want to learn how to know the difference, but feel the oneness between you and your person and just allow it and trust in it. And don't think that you have to be egotistical or manipulative at all with your person. Sometimes people have beliefs and they do things like that. And yes, it can, of course, you can end up seeing results with it, but I personally think you don't need to do that. Go into trust more. Again, let go of these other stories from, the narcissist from growing up, the neglect from growing up. Don't project it and attach it onto your person anymore. Give yourself love through those triggers. Go back and do revision with, the people that may have caused the harm, or you can go back and just be with that younger version of yourself just in the moment of the trigger. Just give yourself love. Then you can do some revision, then you can hand it over and just surrender to God, universe, source, creator, whatever you want to call that. Thank you for showing me how to be more like you. Thank you for loving me through this. I trust you. I know you've got me. I know you've got us, however you want to say that. And that is true surrender. You see the light that just came in? I love that. So please affirm down below. I trust and know that me and my mirror soul were created to love each other. Our love is stable, secure, and harmonious. And obviously, if you need me, just reach out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.